Hello everyone. So today we're talking about something super close to my heart. How to be the most interesting woman in 2025. Yes, you heard me. Not just interesting. The most interesting. The woman people lean into conversations for. The one they tell stories about at brunch, like, oh my gosh, did you hear what insert your name did last weekend? Now, before we dive in, let me just say, I am not here to turn you into some Pinterest-perfect, hyper-productive superhuman. No, this isn't about being flawless or some unattainable version of interesting. This is about stepping into the kind of life where you walk into a room and people are like, what's her story? And honestly, it's easier than you think. I've got 9 ways to do this, and they're all tried and true. Some from my own life, some from the amazing women I've met, and a couple, well, let's just say I learned them the hard way. So grab your coffee, your tea, whatever fuels your soul, and let's get into it. Number 1, be the person who tries new things first. Interesting women are pioneers. Whether it's trying that weird-looking dessert at the restaurant or signing up for a new fitness class no one's heard of, you don't have to wait for 5-star Yelp reviews. You just go for it. For me, it was going to this breakfast cafe where you could eat pancakes and pet alpacas. Yes, actual alpacas. Like, you're sipping coffee and a fluffy alpaca is just hanging out next to your table, vibing. At first I was like, this is either going to be amazing or a complete disaster. Spoiler, it was amazing. And now, I have this random story that always makes people's ears perk up when I tell it. So sign up for the quirky cooking class, book the alpaca breakfast, or try out that bizarre-sounding dessert on the menu. Even if it's a total bust, you'll walk away with a memory, and probably a story people will want to hear. Before we continue, welcome to Manners Matters. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more tips on refined living, class, and elegance. Join our community and elevate your lifestyle. Number 2, stop apologizing for loving what you love. This is a big one. If you're obsessed with the Twilight series, own it. You don't have to pretend you're reading some deeply philosophical, prize-winning novel just to impress people. Interesting women are passionate about what they love, unapologetically. Think about Queen Elizabeth, one of the most iconic women of all time. Did she ever apologize for her borderline obsession with corgis or her lifelong passion for horses? Nope. She leaned into it, and now those corgis are practically royalty themselves. The takeaway? It doesn't matter what you love, as long as you love it unapologetically. Whether you're into baking ridiculously complicated cakes, binge-watching true crime documentaries, or joining a local pickleball league because, why not? The key is to go all in. People are drawn to passion. It's magnetic. Number 3, be curious about other people without being nosy. Here's the thing. Being interesting isn't just about having great stories to tell. It's also about being the kind of person who listens like it's an art form. And let me clarify, I'm not talking about peppering people with awkward, overly personal questions. This isn't an episode of 10 questions classy people never ask, all right? Instead, be curious in a way that makes people feel seen and appreciated. Ask thoughtful, unexpected questions that let someone share a little piece of who they are. For example, what's something you've always wanted to learn but haven't yet? Questions like these spark conversations that feel fun and organic, and they're way better than the usual, so what do you do for work? So stay curious, keep it classy, and leave the, how much did you pay for this house? Questions to reality TV. Number 4, embrace the unpolished version of you. Stop trying to be perfect. Seriously, nobody connects with perfect. Perfect is intimidating. People fall in love with the unpolished, slightly chaotic, wonderfully quirky version of you. It's those little flaws and hilarious moments that make you relatable and unforgettable. For example, I have zero spatial awareness. I rely on navigation for everything. Driving, walking, probably even finding my way out of IKEA. And the ultimate stress test? When a taxi driver turns to me and asks, which way? Which way? Sir, I got into this car because I don't know which way. So stop trying to smooth over every imperfection or hide the parts of you that aren't polished. You'll feel freer, and people will remember and adore you for being unapologetically real. Number 5, say yes to something that scares you. All right, I know this sounds cliche, but hear me out. You don't have to go skydiving or swim with sharks or anything extreme. I'm talking about saying yes to the kind of thing that makes your palms sweat just a little. It could be something smaller but still outside your comfort zone, like volunteering to give a presentation at work, trying a dance class when you have 2 left feet, or going to an event where you don't know a single person. The beauty of saying yes to scary but exciting opportunities is that they almost always teach you something new about yourself. You might stumble, sure, but you'll survive, and you'll come out the other side with a story to tell and a confidence boost to match. So the next time you're tempted to say no because something feels a little intimidating, try flipping the script. Say yes. Lean in, and let the adventure unfold. Number 6. Develop a signature dish. Interesting women don't have to be gourmet chefs, but they do have that one dish they can whip up at a moment's notice that makes people go, "Oh, how did you make this?" It doesn't need to be fancy or complicated, it just needs to be yours. It could be an epic pasta recipe, a killer dip, or the world's fluffiest pancakes. For me, it's rice. Yes, rice. I fry it first, then cook it, and somehow, it turns into this magical, flavorful dish that people absolutely love. Every time I make it, someone asks, "What's your secret?" The secret? A little frying magic, and a lot of love. Once you find your signature dish, it's like having a little culinary superpower. So whether it's a crowd-pleasing salad, your grandma's soup recipe, or something as simple as the fluffiest scrambled eggs ever, claim it. People will start associating you with that dish, and it becomes one more charming layer to who you are. Number 7. Have at least one weird hobby. Listen, I can't stress this enough. If you're doing the same things as everyone else, how are you supposed to stand out? Pilates and Netflix marathons are fine. I'm not here to take away your Bridgerton binges, but let's mix it up. Maybe you learn to make your own kombucha. And yes, I know it looks like you're fermenting a jellyfish in your kitchen, but just lean into it. Or, I don't know, take up urban beekeeping. The beauty of a weird hobby is that it sparks curiosity. It gives you a story to tell and a little flair of unpredictability. For example, if someone mentions they've been weaving their own baskets or training for axe-throwing competitions, you're instantly intrigued, right? That's the energy we're going for. So, whether it's pottery, birdwatching, or learning calligraphy, find something that brings you joy and surprises people. It doesn't have to be perfect or Instagram-worthy. It just has to be yours. After all, the quirkiest hobbies often lead to the best conversations, and maybe even a few unexpected adventures. Number 8. Build a why not mindset. Here's the thing. Interesting women don't overthink every decision to death. They say, why not? And just do the thing. It's about being open to spontaneity and embracing the unexpected, even if it's a little inconvenient or slightly out of your comfort zone. Like, imagine a friend texts you at 9 p.m. and says, "Want to drive out of the city to watch the meteor shower?" The easy answer might be no, because it's late, you've got work tomorrow, or it just feels like too much effort. But saying yes? That's how unforgettable memories are made. Those spur-of-the-moment decisions often lead to the best stories, the kind you'll be telling at brunch for years. It doesn't have to be big. It could be trying a new class, saying yes to a last-minute trip, or just doing something a little out of the ordinary. The key is to stop thinking, what if it goes wrong, and start asking, what if it's amazing? Because often it is. Number 9. Be a walking encyclopedia of random facts. Let me tell you, there's nothing more interesting than someone who can casually drop a fact that leaves everyone's jaw on the floor. Did you know octopus moms will literally starve themselves to death while taking care of their babies? Or that pineapples take 2 years to grow? For me, history is my thing. And no, it doesn't have to be boring or stuffy. For example, did you know Cleopatra lived closer in time to the iPhone than the pyramids? Suddenly, history feels way more fascinating, right? Whatever your thing is, whether it's history, space, or even obscure pop culture, dive into it. The beauty of having a mental library of cool, random facts is that it sparks conversations, keeps people curious, and makes you unforgettable. At the end of the day, being interesting isn't about what you do. It's about how you show up. It's about being the kind of person who makes others feel alive just by being in the same room. So go out there, try something new, start some chaos, and then come back and tell me all about it in the comments, because you know I want to hear your stories. If this video gave you a fresh perspective, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe so you never miss out on our latest insights. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. And remember, stay classy, manners matters.